everyone, it's Ayozia here, back after a long while. I hope everyone's well and happy October. I'm just on here to let you know that my Etsy shop is finally reopened after a long break. Thank you to everyone for all your kind comments and well wishes on my last video. And yeah, before I forget to say, I have a few stamp sets left in my shop. I think there's only about 9 left. I have put in an order for some more, but it will take a couple of weeks. So if you do want one sooner than that, then head on over and grab one of those. Yeah, I think I've got about 9 left. So that's that. And also I have a couple of little journals that I've been working on for quite a while now, and I thought they've been finished for a while, but I thought I'd finally come on here and do a flip through. So they are both Traveler's Notebook sized inserts with a nature theme, and each one measures approximately 4.25 by 8.5 inches, and each one has 60 pages front and back approximately. So let me start with this. Well, they're different but kind of the same. No, they're actually different. They're different, but they have the same sorts of things on the inside. So let me start with this one. I'm just going to check that we're in frame. Okay, apologies in advance. There's building work going on all around me, so you might hear some banging or like just noise, but it's always like that here at the moment. So the front cover is fabric, so it has a pocket here. So this is made of I think it's just a bit from an old shirt, and I sewed that on to make a pocket for this tag. That's one of my stamps there. And yeah, so it's just got different fabrics on the front and different fabrics on the back. These journals are very scrappy. They're kind of, yeah, they're just scrappy journals. So I really had fun making them. It was nice to feel a bit more freedom in the making of them. So yeah, so let's put the, sorry, yeah, you see, you can hear the noise, but anyway, let's put this one back in the front. And then the inside cover has got this green fabric on both sides, and then there's a pocket on the inside with one of my artwork stickers and some bits of fabric and just some scrappy, this is some vintage wallpaper and some scrapbook paper I've just stuck in there. And then on the front is a scrappy tag. I really had fun using bits of leather on these tags, just playing around with that, and I just love the way that it feels. Yeah, it's just a collage tag with various bits and pieces, and the back you can write on. So that's the first page with a lace trim. That's the other side. So this is one of my artwork prints, like autumn themed. And this is just another scrappy tag thing that I threw in there. So that's one of my stamps. And you can write on the back. This is banana paper, I think, on the back of there, so you can write on it. There's a pocket here with different fabrics and one of my watercolor prints of some mushrooms. And that's some of my artwork as well, actually. A little birdie on some music paper. Let's move that up there. And one of my stamps, which is on a greaseproof paper pocket. I have no recollection. I do remember making a video, but I can't remember if I published it, where I made these. I probably did, but I think, yeah, I have a vague recollection of doing that. There's a birdie, one of my stamps there. So this is a pocket made from some greaseproof paper and different papers, and another tag. That's one of my stamps of the bee. Yeah, so that lives in there. Fabric tab. This is a stitched fabric leaf, one of my artwork prints of some mushrooms, lace trim. This is a flippy outy thing, that's some of my artwork. You could colour that in, but not with watercolours, because this is printed out on an inkjet printer, but with colouring pencils, like non-water soluble. You can colour that in if you wanted to, or you could just leave it. That opens out like that as well. That's one of my watercolour rose pattern paper. That's a printable actually in my shop. Another tag there with one of my stamped birdies and different things. Fabric tab, one of my artwork prints. This is a collaged scan that I did. I've lost the ability to talk. I haven't made one of these videos for ages. It's fabric tab there. And then there's just some scrappy papers stitched along the top there. The middle of the book, Mr. Fox, one of my prints, one of mine, and a little birdie. It's owl. Oh, now there's someone singing outside. Leaf, stitched leaf tuck spot there. One of mine, autumn deer. What have I done here? I think I've put two bits, I've paper clipped two bits together. I'll sort that out afterwards. Lace tab, another watercolour print, some berries, autumn theme. Another teeny little writing spot, so that's one of my bits of artwork of a squirrel. Fabric tab there, and then there's a bigger tag here with one of my stamped owls. Another greaseproof paper pocket with the bee, and one of my artworks of the hare, so that lives in that pocket there. Put that back afterwards. Fabric tab, and that's the end of the book. And then I just threw in another scrappy tag again with, this is some painted paper. I did some denim, greaseproof paper, fabrics, canvas, and it's got a leather tab, and you can write on the back. It's got some tea-dyed grid paper, so that just goes there. And when you close it, then let me turn this the other way. When you close it, you've got the two tabs. Let's turn this that way. You've got the two tabs facing each other. So that's that journal. I do hope that was in frame. Okay, this is the second journal. This one has got a leather pocket at the front. Yeah, that's leather, and then it's got fabric and some hand painted silk there, some upholstery fabric, and that's the back. It's got the hand painted silk there and some upholstery fabric all stitched around it, and yeah, just a tag that fits in there in the front. So let's get this open. Yeah, and so then there's a pocket on the front with different fabrics, a little bit of leather there, and another tag with one of my stamps, the hare, and lots of different fabrics. You can write on the back. And so the inside has got that green fabric as well. This is one of my collage sheets, which I stitched some extra bits of paper on. I think that's from the rose set. Okay, so this is from my printable bird set. I think I have that as a printable in my shop, so you can write all there. I think that looks really nice there. And that's an example of how you could use one if you were making a journal. This is another like scrappy tag. I just love the feel of these. This is some vintage wallpaper, a bit of scrapbook paper, different fabrics, and a leather tab, and it's back to some tea-dyed cards, so you can write on there. A lace tab, one of my watercolor prints of some autumn leaves, and this is another. Yes, and there's this scrappy tag with greaseproof paper, banana paper, and some stitching, and you can write on the back if you wanted to. And they're just loose threads. I just love how that feels and looks. some music paper, another greaseproof paper pocket with some of my artwork inside, and just a bit of scrapbook paper. One of my watercolour prints, another watercolour print of the autumn berries, fabric tab, a flip out there, and some more scrappy bits of paper to write on. There's even a bit of fabric there. A tag here with one of my stamped birds, a leaf tuck spot, fabric leaf tuck spot with some mushrooms, another fold out page there with the hair on, and watercolour print of my mushrooms. There's a pocket here with different papers and fabrics, and that's some artwork of mine, and just a bit of tea-dyed grid paper in there. Middle of the book, fabric tab, my owl, Mr. Fox, fabric tab there, oops, a leaf tuck spot, fabric leaf tuck spot with my little squirrel, and there a stitched tag with different papers, stamped owl, and that's vintage paper actually on the back you can write on. Lace tab there, lace trim there, some artwork, fabric tab, another greaseproof paper pocket with the owl and some tea-dyed grid paper in there. The hair on some music, that's music paper, that's manuscript paper, tea-dyed, lace trim, and that's the back. And then there's a tag there with some painted paper, fabric doily, and a leather tab, so that goes in there. And when you turn this around that way and close it, you've got the two tags facing each other. So those are the two journals. Thank you so much for watching, and head on over to my shop if you're interested in any of these items. It's really lovely to be back, and I shall see you soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.